Thinking creatively in real estate means looking at the same kinds of things, the property, the locations, and trying to come up with new ideas, new ways to get financing, new ways to structure deals, new businesses, new opportunities that maybe we didn't think about when things were happening fast and easily.
Oh, is there creativity in real estate? Absolutely. I mean, there has to be. Creativity and vision. I mean, think about Ross Perot Jr. going over to North Fort Worth and building a spec airport and turning that into one of the most creative, successful developments in this whole country. So absolutely creativity is important. And it's fun to work with creative people. That's what I love about this business. You get excited to go to work every day because you're working with creative people and they're thinking outside the box, and it's a lot of fun.
To be creative in real estate, it means to take a look at an assignment and understand what it is that you're ultimately trying to accomplish, and coming up with solutions that meet both the buyer and the seller's expectations so that you can have a successful conclusion.
In the office leasing world, which I live in, creativity is paramount. And again, it's an industry that there's a lot of great people that do what we do. And rather than just going through the motions, if you're not creative and you're not in pursuit with a lot of creativity, then oftentimes it's a difference between winning and losing real quick.
So I think Dallas obviously has an enormous amount of talent in commercial real estate, and much incredible talent, to tell you the truth. So you always have to be creative to compete in that environment with so much talent here. But I think there's a lot of people that are very creative, but to me, real estate is still very much a relationship business, so be creative in how you get in front of your customers and how you take care of your customers. It's obviously a big deal at Crescent for us is customer service.
It can be as simple as repainting a facade, putting in new landscaping to repositioning tenants, or in the case of downtown, taking old office buildings, converting to loft apartments. The creativity is something that I really enjoy in the business.
Creativity is one of the most important keys to success in our business. The ability to structure solutions that others don't see definitely leads to accomplishing results that others don't achieve.
Well, to be creative in real estate means it's all about being flexible. And if you're not flexible, you're not going to get the deal done. That's everything from negotiating with tenants, whether they need to renegotiate their lease, with your lender. You have to know that if you're going to get a deal done today, you're going to have to be creative.
Real estate is capital dependent, and when there isn't any capital, it's difficult to make things happen. Now, this past year we have been capital starved in 2009. So we have had, and the professionals in this business have had to go out and make things happen. You've got to figure out the way to do a transaction in a capital market. It's very difficult to operate in.
2009 was a difficult year. It was really all about hustling. There was no standard operating manual in the difficult environment. So for us, it was taking a look at each assignment, trying to understand what we ultimately were going to accomplish, and setting some goals and setting out on it.
2009 was a year that I think we're all very concerned going into 2009, and we went back to the basics. As primarily an office leasing and management company, we just really stopped and evaluated our buildings, looked at the basics of how we're marketing our buildings, the type of tools, the collaterals, how are we going about the process, and really identified how we could really raise the bar.
I think this year is going to be just the beginning of the recovery cycle, and for not only our company, but also for a lot of the corporations that we work with, a lot of our customers.
The greatest opportunity is being patient and just networking and working the phones and watching deals, because you just don't know where the opportunity is going to come up. But patience is going to be the greatest virtue this year.
I think for real estate people in general, it'll be patience. The overall economy is certainly starting to stabilize, but the real estate market is going to continue to have its challenges through 2010, which is simply a derivative of the national economy and more specifically the financial markets and the essentially $1.5 trillion of commercial debt that still needs to be worked through.
The greatest challenge that the commercial sector will face in 2010 is lending, and more lending. We just have a very difficult time in the financial markets with specifically debt today. And until that changes, it's going to be rough. But we'll get through it. I'm convinced of that.
I don't see a silver lining. I see a slow recovery. I'm fearful of what may happen in connection with commercial loans coming due in the next 3 to 6 months and what that impact will be. A number of people that I hear say, well, let's wait till 2011. That's probably when things are going to get better.
The biggest challenge, one of the biggest challenges that we'll have going into next year is just the whole lack of stability in the financial sector. And you know, a lot of our owners and lender relationships that they have in place are really challenged because they, particularly for people that have bought real estate in the last couple of years, are dealing with issues beyond what we've seen for many years. And so I think this next year is just going to be really trying to heal a lot of the wounds of the financial crisis.
It's all about jobs. So we've got, hopefully with this engine, North Texas engine can create some jobs like it has in the past. And you know, I think 2010 is going to be a tough year for all of us, but you know, this is the kind of year where you look inward and you try to figure out how you do business and how you operate your product and how you take care of your customers, which we constantly think about in good times and bad times. So that's where we are.
In 2010, I think the biggest challenge that we're going to have is staying positive and staying the course in a slow recovery.
Highland Park Village.
The acquisition of the Home Depot Expo at the Galleria.
What stands out to me is the hospital at Craig Ranch, of course, because it's in our community.
The sale of Providence Tower up on the toll road at Spring Valley. It was an asset that sold in March of last year, and wonderful opportunity for the buyer, and it worked out well for the seller.
The top real estate deal in 2009, we were very fortunate to be a part of a number of major office leases, but without being self-serving, I'd say that if you did any deal in 2009, and at the end of the day, we measure it by what our clients are telling us and responding to, and if we had happy clients getting through 2009, then every deal was a good real estate deal in 2009.
The Best Real Estate Deals event is a time for the real estate community to come together, to celebrate, to show support for each other. And that's very important in good times and in tough times, especially when times are more challenging.
Well, I think that what the DBJ has done, you know, for commercial real estate, and then to honor transactions, significant transactions, and including creative deals that are done in the marketplace, not only the largest, but I mean, it's an honor. It's an Academy Award that, you know, brokers I think a lot of times strive for every year, and it's just it's a great tribute to the community to be recognized for something that you've put together that's a creative transaction.
Well, there's a lot of pride associated with being recognized by your peers in the industry, and we've just got a tremendous amount of talent in Dallas, and you can look out every day and see that talent at work. And so I think anytime you're recognized by your peers, it's a terrific thing.
As far as the deal side and the winners and the losers, it's great to get recognition, but I look at it as an opportunity just to really touch base and really associate with some great professionals in business.
You know, I've always read the Dallas Business Journal because it's basically our paper.
I wouldn't read any other publication but the Dallas Business Journal, because if you want the facts about our industry, the real estate industry, it's the only place to go. The DBJ's Best Real Estate Deals is like the Oscars in our industry. And if you're even nominated, that's quite an honor. So I would say that you're now at the Oscars, and good luck to everyone.